installing this Mishimoto radiator into my 2017 F150 XL. Whew. Yes, sir. And I would like to thank American Trucks. That's the website I ordered it off of. And we're gonna get everything set up, and I'm gonna walk you through the steps of removing the radiator and all these covers and stuff. All right, so next step, you want to start removing these plastic pieces. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm gonna use this tool. I forgot what it's called right now, but I'm gonna show you how to get in there and loosen it up. All right, you want to take this, man, it's a bad angle, but pry it in the hole. Let's see if I pry it in the hole and pry it up. Then you want to take it and push it up, and then you take the bottom part and boom, that easy. And you do that for all 10 of them. And then once you do all 10, this plastic part should be loose enough where you can slide it up under the cold air intake front end, and boom, that's the first part. All right, so the next step that I personally take is removing the cold air intake. Per se, you don't have to take out the whole thing. You can just hit this bolt right here. That's an 8mm, and it'll take out this part right here, which hovers over the radiator. I'm gonna take out the whole thing because I'm kind of having like a throttle response problem, so I'm gonna try to clean out the throttle body and all that. But yeah, you just use an 8mm and take this out. And if you was to take the whole thing out, use an 8 right there, 13 right here, a 7mm right here. Okay, so for this part, a lot of people don't tell you, it's a gray piece. This gray piece right here rounds off up under it. All right, so for this part, you want to reach up under it and hit this. It's a gray piece that opens up, and once you push it to the open mark, just pull it and it should come right off of this. All right, so once you get all that loose, the 7mm, loosen it up. You don't have to take it all the way off, just loose it and slide it to the right. Once you get all that loose, you just put a little pressure on it and shake it, and it comes right off. Whew. And you take that 13 out, and everything becomes loose. And as you're taking it out, you want to make sure it doesn't get caught on this cooling overflow hose, which you just put it over the top and then just lift the whole ordeal out. All right, so for the next step, you don't have to, but it would help a lot that if you remove the grill to take out the radiator, because you have a lot of access in here. So all right, yeah, I'm gonna start showing the process to taking the grill off. All right, so for this next part, you're gonna need a 10mm for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you're gonna need 7mm for 1 bolt and 2 bolt, and that's to loosen up this part of the grill in the front. That way you can access the bolts and stuff that's that the grill that's holding the grill down, and it's gonna be done for both sides. So 1 bolt, 2 bolt, 7. Okay, so once you took out 4 10mm screws and the 4 7mm screws, you want to come back to your pick tool, or you can use a flathead or anything. Just put it in there, prop it up. Come on. Alright, so once you got each side out, you want to carefully, when I say carefully, I mean carefully, because you don't want to break any of your plastics on your truck. You want to pry each part back, like section by section, because it has clips to keep it on there. So there we go. All right, I'm finna do the other side. Take a towel or something of sort. So, or I mean, you can take the piece off completely. If you're lucky, then you can put the towel in there to keep the piece from closing back up from the screws that you need to. All right, something like that to open it up. I didn't really try to take the whole thing off, but it kind of came off. I mean, it's easily put back on, but yeah. All right, also, you don't want to forget these clips here. You got 3 of them. You just press this part right here. Press and pull right there. And press this part right here. Same with this one. I kind of unloosed it already. Press this part. Make sure you press it good enough, and then pull. All right, so next part, you want to go back to your tool, your pry tool. This right here. Get 1, 2, and 3. Same on the other side. 1, 2, then 3 right here. All right, so the next step, once you get those 3 off, is you want to hit this bolt right here. It's 8mm on both sides, and then the grill should be loose enough to start. Try to wiggle out. That's what I don't like it doing that. All right, so once you get all the bolts taken out on each side, and you lift and boom, that is the grill itself. Not a horrible process, but it is a little tedious. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do is start to drain the coolant out of the radiator. All right, so one more step before you drain the radiator. These each have to come out with the pry tool. There's 3 on each side because it's connected to the old radiator. And if you keep it on, it's gonna get caught and you're gonna have a time trying to get it out. All right, so what I did, well, once you get the radiator off, you got full access to the drain. You just turn this knob, this red knob, and it start flowing out of the bottom of the radiator. What I did was took a small clear hose. I'm not sure what size it is, but most people are saying that you needed a 3/8 to go over there. My hose was a little smaller, so what I did was take it, put some fire on it, and stick something in there to I open it up. That way it's able to fit over the hose. And I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna cut it, and I'm gonna send it directly to the drain pan. That way it's not much of a mess. All right, so sometimes you don't have what you need at hand, like a lot of times. So I didn't have a knife or nothing to cut it right then, so I just used like a miniature axe. One good swing and it does the job. All right, so another thing that you can do is use this hole right here from the I guess the wind guard, something in front, and it'll make it flow directly towards the coolant can or whatever you're using to catch the thing. We're using a flathead for there you go. All right, you turn it to the left, and that loosens the drain, and then it should start flowing. All right, that's the miniature flow. Oh yeah, and another thing to get better flow is take off the overflow. Once you take off the overflow, it should be a better flow of drainage. There it goes. And then you just let it drain until it ain't draining no more. Alright, so my fault, ladies and gents. My camera died in the process of me doing some of this. This is the coolant reservoir. You take two 10 millimeters out of here. As far as this, I'll show you how to get that. And this hose, you just squeeze it and pull it, well, squeeze it with some pliers or whatever and pull it off. All right, so this at the bottom of the reservoir. What you want to do is take, let me grab something real quick. I took something. You want to reach in here where this metal, come on, phone. Okay, you want to reach in here where this metal line at. Hold on, right here, and then pry it up. And once you get it up, it loosens up like that, and you can just pull it off. Same with the bottom holes right here. It has the same exact setup. You just hit that and pull it up, and it comes right off. And with these, the transmission lines, you just take some pliers, and I pulled it off with this, pulled it back, and the only way I got it loose was take the pliers and take the pliers and get the twisting in like a twisty motion, and then it started twisting, and then I just pull it off as I twist it. I don't know, that's the only way I could get it off because it was a headache. And also, I don't know if yours has a condenser or not, but this is for mine. You have two 10 millimeters, one right here, and one, okay, let me show you, up in here. You can, you also have two, what was it, 13 millimeter bolts. I mean, well, the radiator will be loosened, and that way you can push this back and get access to this 10 millimeter bolt that's holding the AC condenser on. And to take it off, you just slide it off of these. There's two hooks, one right here and another one right here, and you press this in to release the top one, and then it all comes together. So right now my AC condenser is, there you go, it's loose. The only problem I'm having right now is, oh my goodness, these lines at the bottom of the radiator. And yeah, also don't forget to unhook the fan. You press these in, press them hard and pull. It's two of them, one on each fan. And the only thing right now that's stopping me from pulling it out is these wires that's I guess connected to the radiator, so they don't get hit with anything. Man, I've been struggling with this for about 15 minutes, and you can't pull too hard because it's all in plastic. You don't want to break no plastic, so I'm gonna keep trying and try to pry it open, pry them loose without breaking it. Okay. All right, so man, I'm not even gonna lie, that was that sucked. All right, so I took the radiator out, and the part that was giving me most of the trouble was these lines. They was clipped at the bottom of the radiator, and they would not come out for the life of me. All right, so I think all I got left is just taking the fan off, putting it on the new one, and taking the rubber. All right, so first things first, you want to make sure you have the right radiator. Make sure you have the same exact screw spots, coolant hose, and a drain plug. And that's the for coolant line, drain. Well, that's for the reservoir. Another coolant line, and that's where it sits. Same with this one. That's the reservoir, the coolant, and oh, that's where the, yeah, okay. Anyway, took these grommets off right here on each side. One right here broke off when I was taking it out, so I'm gonna just put these grommets in the same exact spot that the old radiator was on. And a good thing to do is take these caps that came off the new one and just put it on the old one, because it still got some coolant in there. You don't want the coolant and stuff leaking everywhere. Coolant got a wheel. All right, so to take the radiator fan off, it's two, yeah, one right here and one right here. two 10 millimeter bolts, and don't forget to once you're taking it off, pick it up. That way it slides out of this and don't break the plastic. All right, so I took the old radiator off and put it on the new one. Everything, all the bolts and stuff line up. All I got to do is insert the bolts, screw them down, and place the radiator back into the truck and start hooking up the hoses and stuff. All right. Okay, so it took some finesse to get this in here. I wasn't thinking to record it just then because I didn't want to scratch the radiator, mess up the cooling pins or whatever. But once you get it in here, these grommets over here, they slide left and right, and I just found that out. So if it's like this and it's not hold on, and it's not lining up, you should be able to just slide it over like that, and then you should be able to see it. That way you can screw it in. And the same with these. All you do, hook your trans lines back in, and then put the tightener on them, and then you screw the AC condenser back on. But make sure you freaking put this one in first, because once you tighten all this down, it's gonna be hard to get to that 10 millimeter bolt if it's all tightened down. So yeah, get that one first, and then you can proceed to get the bottom one, and then tighten all the bolts and stuff down. All right, so just put the intake back in. Just make sure this sits good on the throttle body. It's a spot up under here for the air box, and it's a notch where it just drops in and seats. I don't know if you can see it or not. I don't know if that's a good shot or not, but it sits like right here, and then all that's left is you screw in a 13 millimeter. Hook these hoses back up and tighten that back down 7 millimeter, and then your whole air intake, yeah, that'll be put back together. All right, so I'm hooking back up the coolant reservoir and all this, and I went on a little too easy. Well, I guess it don't need to be tight. It's all right. Yep, just re-screw back in the 10 millimeter bolts. Take this, slide it on, and push that in, and it ain't going nowhere. Same with this part. Put it on and push the metal stuff back down, and it should stay on. And you rehook the fans and stuff back up. Okay, I might have to get some I guess that I didn't swing it too far, but I can probably try to, some of these to fit back in, so that's good. All right, so all I got left is putting the grill back in and all the screws. Make sure you put those 8 millimeters on both sides back in, and then the 4 10mm screws, and that should, and put the clips and all this stuff back in. And then once you do all that, you should be set with the grill. All right, so once you put the pieces back on, you're gonna go back up under here and re-screw those 7mm bolts on each side, and that way this will be tightened down. Those 4 on top of the grill will be good, and everything will be straight so far.